What's up? How you doing? Today, I'm gonna give you a couple tips on how to get on some cold front crappies. It could mean the difference between whether you're catching them or you're not. Roll the intro. Today's video is sponsored by Ravenna Marine. Do me a huge favor and watch this clip.
Big thanks to today's sponsor, Ravenna Marine. If you're looking to purchase a new boat or used boat, maybe upgrade your boat's trolling or main motor, Ravenna Marine can help. Not only do they have an awesome sales team, but they also provide top-notch quality service as well. What a great family-owned and operated resource for all your upgrades and accessories. Check out Ravenna Marine's current inventory and full list of boating services on their website, ravennamarine.com. That's R-A-V-E-N-N-A marine.com. Or call them direct at 330-296-5590.
It's brands like Ravenna Marine who make it possible for me to get this content to you guys. Show them some support and love.
Awesome company.
Back to the video.
Now, I would never claim to be a crappie expert, okay? But I do fish crappie quite a lot, and I've been live scoping them, so I get to see a little more of the reactions of crappie during certain times, during certain occasions, etc. And what I found to be true is that during cold fronts, they tend to be much more lethargic and much more picky when they eat. Now, the theory is that when they feel a cold front happening, pressure that is put on the water is picked up by their lateral line. The lateral line of a fish, it's really interesting. It has little receptors in there, and when the pressure changes on the weather, it picks that up and it'll tell that fish, it's time to eat, it's time to stock up on food because rough times are coming. What I've experienced happens when a cold front hits is the bait fish tend to get real deep into structure and try to suck the heat off of that wood or any type of brick that might retain the heat. So if all that bait fish is hiding away, then guess what? There's none for you to eat. So pressure is here, hard times are coming, cold fronts are coming.
Eat up right now.
Now what happens when the cold front hits and maybe a day or two after, you're gonna find that the fish don't really want to eat most cases. So here's a couple things that I do personally to try to get more of a reactive strike versus a hunger strike during those cold front times. I'm gonna show you.
Number one.
Use a float. Now with a float, what you're gonna see is you're gonna slow down that presentation significantly. If you think about it, if you're casting from the shore or even on a boat and you're flipping it out, you really don't have complete control over the speed of that jig and how fast it drops towards you. Unless you stop it, either vertically jigging or with a float.
That's a bobber for all you in Northeast Ohio, is a bobber.
So with a float, what you're doing is you're casting out to your desired spot, and now that jig is staying vertical and you can slow down and control the presentation of that bait during that small, real tedious, minute bite. Also very important, I want to specify that a small float is critical.
Now Rick, why would we use a small float?
Okay, so if you're tossing this big old hunker out there, and remember the bite is really lethargic and light, they're kind of reaction striking and maybe picking at it. Well, the possibility of you seeing that bite with a big old hunky bobber like this that they have to pull all the way down, that's a heavier piece of styrofoam versus something like our micro floats where it's just a little piece on there. The possibility of you seeing that little minute micro bite is much higher with a smaller profile bobber. So to sum it up, tip number one, use a small float.
Tip number two.
Small, shiny baits. I'm gonna show you what I use during this really tight lip bite situation. Many of you may or may not know about these tungsten jigs. We do have a plethora of colors to choose from, but remember what I said earlier, shiny.
Go with the bling, baby. Go with the bling.
So I like to use gold. These are 4 mil size.
Very small.
And what I would pair this up with is something like our Micro Spidey. Now this is a 1-inch bait with a very small body, perfect for ice fishing, also perfect for these tight lip situations. Look how small that is. That is a Micro Spidey, super shiny, and very, very small. Overall, the entire length of this bait couldn't be more than 1.25 inches at very, very most.
Hey, now why shiny, Rick? Why do you want it blinging?
Because remember, you're trying to kind of tick them off. You're not really going for more of a hunger strike where they're like,
That looks good. I'm gonna...
You're more going for, that's really annoying. I just want to sit here in the cold until it's over drinking my hot chocolate. I really don't want to go pecking on anything unless it's in my way. I use the analogy, you ever have like a pair of glasses or something, or like a mirror, and you're constantly getting hit with like that, like a sun reflection off your tip of your eyes, and it's like, dang it, man. Or you're driving down the road and you're seeing like tree light, tree light, tree light, tree, you know what I mean? And it becomes annoying. Pretty soon you're gonna wanna get away from it. Same concept, here it is. And remember from videos past that smaller profile baits tend to have a better reaction strike, in my experience, than something that's larger. It's easier to kind of get a little baby or a little kid out the way if they're being annoying than some big old giant.
You get it.
Hey, if you made it this far in the video, do me a favor and comment below bling. Tip number 3. Try going clear on your line. Now, this one's not as important, but I will say that I have seen a difference recently testing this method. Whenever you have the high vis line, it's better for us because we can see it, and at certain depths, it does fade out. But to eliminate all the possibilities of the fish potentially seeing it, go with a clear line. That way it blends in all circumstances. Now, for folks like me that can't really see that great, you're gonna have a hard time seeing it, but so won't the fish. Go lighter to maybe a 4-pound, 6-pound at most, and that will eliminate the possibility of them seeing it, kind of reiterating that small profile idea. Hey, I hope this video was useful to you. I know in Northeast Ohio, the bite tends to get a little bit harder this time of year because those fish are going out a little bit deeper. They're a little bit lethargic. They're a little bit finicky. And I hope that this was useful, at least to our folks here in Northeast Ohio. These couple tips have landed more fish in the boat for us, and I hope it does the same for you. If you have any additional tips, please share those below. We want to hear about them. Hey, if you liked a vertical jig and you want to see a cool method for pinning up a weight to a vertical jig that's best for vertical jigging with a live scope especially, check out this video right here. If you want to check out other how-to videos, click our playlist right here. If you want to subscribe, do so right there with that little circle. Boing, boing. Do us a huge favor and smash that thumbs up, ring that notification bell to get all them juicy notifications, baby. And we will see you on the next one.